What's going on, you city folk? This is the Illinois kid here, and I am bringing you our little own version of our power ranking for the Elite Draft League Season 2. I'm not alone. With me, we have, he can say hi, Ali.
Hello, that's me.
Yep, that is him.
Yeah,
The
my name
coach,
is HaiderAli.
HaiderAli, the coach of the Overdrive Pig Knights. Um,
Along
so
with
So I wanted to go ahead and break down this
yeah,
video just
yeah,
really fast, give a little theme for you guys. This is going to be a power ranking video. First and foremost, Amir and I decided we were going to exclude ourselves from the power ranking to avoid bias. We already know how we feel
yep.
about our teams, so I'm actually going to pull those up right now. And we wanted to, yep, our team. I actually just spoiled the first team we're going to talk about, but it's fine. I was going to go ahead and
Yeah,
let
it's
him talk on his team just real fast. I was going to give my thoughts, and then I'm going to talk about my team, give my own thoughts. We can get right into the list afterwards, just to give you guys a general idea how we feel about our teams, as this is an analysis video. So go ahead and start, Ali. What you feel about this Galarian Darmanitan team you got here?
honestly, this entire draft session that we had, I was getting sniped left and right, and I honestly had no clue what to pick, and I was like, yes, I picked up Galarian Dam in the fifth round, and then it was like, all right, I've got down. Then automatically in my head it came webs, and I was like, Ragumbi is one of the best web sitters, so I picked that. After that, it all went downhill. Like I was, Kamo was picked, which was my original plan. I was actually going for the grassy search for Dragon Fairy Steel Core, which didn't happen, which sucks, but it is what it is. Then, uh, then basically what happened was I was deciding what could pair well with Damanatan. Then I looked at Obstagon. Obstagon can be a threat. It can check. It can wall break, and it also has guts. So it can also switch in status like toxic or and it also goes with velvet webs. So Then I looked at Dural. I was like, I need a steel and dragon, and Duraludon wasn't picked, so I went for Duraludon. And then from then now there on, I just went with the ones that I think work, and that's it.
Okay, fair enough. How I feel about the team, man, I think that you have a super offensive squad here with some really awesome defensive capabilities. Um, it's got sufficient enough hazards. You have you have one of those. A lot of teams in this league don't have a ton of stealth rockers because we had a very limited dex to handle. But
Yeah,
like if you grab
exactly.
that one mon that could run rocks all the time, I think you've done pretty good in this particular draft setting. And you know it's sufficient enough. It's a Defiant Webs team, and I think that Obstagoon and Darmanitan Galare offer a really nice offensive core. And I think that there's a lot of synergy with this
Yeah,
team and a lot of promise, personally. No particular rating, as we
that's
said before. No particular rating. It's just that's how we
yeah.
feel.
No ratings.
Now on to
Yeah,
my
exactly.
team. And I'll give a little quick synopsis about my
Yeah,
team. I am in the same exact position as the Overdrive Pig Knights. I was sniped so much. I had about 5 snipes in total for the draft. 5 snipes in total for
oh,
the
dude, that
draft.
was
Yeah.
yeah.
And
It was horrible. It was horrible.
then I thought Mew couldn't get Roost because somebody in the chat told us that we didn't have Pokemon home moves. And then, like, week one, they're like, oh, by the way, we could have Pokemon home moves. I'm like, what? So that was a little confusing. But that's okay. I really like this squad I have. It's just like it hits hard, you know. Trick Room, Melmetal with Zatu's cool little core. I really like my
Yeah, I
Dragon Fairy
mean,
Steel core. Go ahead.
yeah.
Go ahead.
I,
You
that's
were
it.
you're in the middle
Yeah,
saying
all right.
something.
So all right, so you got a Mamoswine, which to me I think is underrated. I think no one was looking for my Mamoswine to be a tier one mon. If I'm being honest, yes, it was a tier one mon, and I really liked it Mamoswine because it just provides so much utility and offensive presence in your team. Then you got Crimstar, and I was like, all right, this man, I can see where he's going. And then he picked Melmet. So I was like, all right, he's going for that, trick room offensive, but not fully trick room kind of vibe. So I was like, all right, it's good. And then I think that's the moment where everything went downhill for me, right? like you started getting sniped. This team has a really good Dragonfly score, as you likely said, and I agree on that. But also, it also has a decent fighting sucking dark core. If I'm being honest, like you got Zatu, you got Crow, and you got Grinch, which all are great. In my opinion. The only this team doesn't have a fire type, which is like
Isolazzle.
okay, it has a fire type, but to be honest, yeah, it has a fire type. But I was gonna say that the primary class is not as dominant or as light, just because of the fact that like it's not that bulky and don't have any of it. But that's just like I think he did a great job with her as well, as a tier 5 pick, because there was not a lot of good stuff, if I'm being honest myself. But like in general, I'm really excited to see Stone Jump in trick, because that can hit hard. I've witnessed it. Right. That would be it from me.
All right. Yep. So nice little mix of offense and defense. Pretty mid-tier team, I'd say. Pretty mid-tier team. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and move on with the number one. The next team we're gonna talk about, starting at the number 14 position. We have the Britannia Bolt Beaks. I was Bonita Bolt Beaks. I always mispronounce that. And I'll go ahead and let Shy take this. Or
All
I just called Shy, one of my friends. I'll let Hadir take this one.
all right. So, what do you do when you pick Mega War? What perception you go like, all right, I can go webs with it, which this man did, but then after that, it's all downhill from. Like, I don't understand this. He's got like, he's got Mega Mobile and all the duo in my opinion for offensive pressure. Then you got him picking Recozalt and Giggle it, and I'm like, all right, we are going somewhere. Not sure how I feel about it, but we are going somewhere. Then he picks Hippopotamus. I'm like this team just in general doesn't have a dragon type either. It doesn't have all the good calls in my opinion. The Volcan core and the Firewater Grass core in my opinion. It doesn't have good synergy just because of the fact that so many mons get chipped by sand if he wants to run sand. And in general, I think that he really missed out an opportunity to make a good. Yeah, that's my perception.
Yeah, and another thing, like it's just yeah, you really did miss out on that opportunity for that solid sand, unfortunately. Really the only access he has to any sort of sand coverage other than some mods on his team not taking sand chip is that Dracozolt. Sand became a lot weaker in this generation with us losing a lot of those Pokemon, and I just don't understand Venusaur in sand whatsoever. It's actually one of its weaknesses to be in
Yeah,
sand because it can't click synthesis at its free will. Mime's a
yeah,
cool
like
pick.
you gotta Mr. Mime and Hitmontop is also a cool pick, but like again, they are niche picks in my opinion, rather than strong rapid spinners. They are just niche rapid spinners, which I don't expect to be brought every now and then. But like he really did miss out because he doesn't have any special offensive presence to if you look at it. He got only Chandler in that apart, if I'm being honest.
All right. So
He's
that
like
would be. Oh, sorry.
yeah, you got. I was
Well,
gonna
that
say
would
it's
that would be the just would be the number 14 team. Basically, man, we can tell you're trying to go for kind of a speed control, echelon team with some breakers here and there, but just kind of lacks some synergy. It's going to require a lot of prep and a lot of work on your end to make this team work from week to week.
yeah, exactly.
So next up, I guess I'll go ahead and take the lead on this one. We have the San Francisco Soul Rocks. We're going to kind of go back and forth idea. So
Yeah,
the San Francisco Soul Rocks, this was actually, I think this was actually maybe our worst team for a little bit, but then we decided to opt to make it a little bit higher because of trapping Gothitail. That would be a big reason why you won
yeah,
that one out. Um, so obvious strong points. Cobalion is a draft machine. It has a lot of versatility in this generation, and it just got added a ton more moves. because of the new generation. So it's really going to have a field day with various sets that it's going to be able to run. It lost one of its more potent sets with Z moves, but I still feel that this mon is definitely on the higher echelon of steel types. I really still really like it. You also just got, Toxapex, which is annoying as all get out. It's a really strong defensive core right there, covering most weaknesses except Psychic, which Gothitail is there for, really. So super solid all around with those top three. Start to lose me a bit with the Slurpuff on the stall. It looks kind of stall with your top two, but then it becomes like this weird low tier of hyper offense with a core of like Noivern, Jolteon, and Sneasel, which okay, like they're not some of your hardest hitters in the world, but I guess you're gonna make it work, especially with the huge nerf to Jolteon where it actually cannot touch any ground type ever unless it has that secondary ghost typing like Golurk has. Speaking of Golurk, you did manage to get a couple of decent stealth rockers, Cobalion being the main one, and then Golurk kind of being like that secondary stealth rocker that you might bring from week to week. And then with hazard control, you also have Eldegoss and Noivern, and heavy duty boots Noivern can defog. I think Slurpuff might have lost defog. I'm not exactly sure. Do not quote me on that. I think
uh,
Slurpuff did
it
it.
has lost.
It
It
did
has.
lose defog. Okay, so it lost defog. So that's not that great. And then, yeah, I mean, basically that's about it. I think if we're going to talk about specific cores, the Dragon Fairy Steel core is Noivern, Cobalion, and Slurpuff, which I like about, 2/3 of that. Fire Water
Yeah,
Grass is Heatmore, Eldegoss, and Toxapex, which Hadir actually likes that you did that. I'm not the biggest fan of Heatmore, personally.
yeah.
Um,
I mean, personally, I think heat mod can work, but it's just like it's a little bit more. You gotta be sensitive about it. You can't just go in with it. Like most fire types.
Very true, very true. And then the last one we're gonna probably talk about is the Dark Psychic Fighting Core, which I think this team has Cobalion, Gothitail, and Sneasel for that, which is rather solid.
Yeah, it's a good call, in my
Yeah.
opinion. It can work.
Do you have anything to add to this team?
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, the thing is that I don't see him breaking Golak at all. I don't see why he picked Slurp up, as you like said. I was like, if he wanted to pick a good fairy type, I would say he could pick Clefable 100%. If
What
this
was
team
that?
had a
What fairy type,
Clefable,
sorry?
Clefable,
Clefable. Okay. Yep.
yeah. If Ramen so good, I just think that this is a poor attempt at making a stall build rough. If I'm being honest, it could have been better, as I said, with the Sun team again.
You
But
got you got
it
no
is what
chill,
it is.
man. You got no chill, man.
I, yeah, I mean, I'm a big joke. Let's just say out there, I'm gonna be the bad one this one. Yeah. So basically,
I'm trying to be nice and
I
talk
do
about
like
Golurk
some things.
actually has usefulness, and you're like, no, it sucks. Get it out of here.
Yeah, I mean, come on. I just think that this team has a lot of good things going on and some underrated things like Eldegoss. I think Eldegoss can be good, but like it's a poor build stall team. Let's be fair. It's a poor build stall draft, and that's it.
Damn, Ali. At number 14, actually, I think we forgot to talk cores for this one, so I kind of wanted to briefly touch on that before we move on. The bolt beaks.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I think we kind of forgot about that. So the Dragon Fairy Steel core is obviously Mega Mawile and Dracozolt with is there any secondary fairy typing? I don't think so. So it's those two, which is
Nah, I don't
okay.
think so.
Which is okay,
I mean, it's
it's
okay.
yeah.
It's nothing big, but it's okay. It's
And
not.
then
It's not offensive defensive.
Psychic Dark Fighting and Orbital where's the Dark type?
Orbital doesn't. It, the duck type is non-existent, I believe.
Non-existent, yeah. I see Hitmon top for fighting. So maybe we shouldn't have touched on that
Yeah.
one because that's not good at all. It's probably the worst in the league.
Yeah.
It's probably the worst in the league.
Yeah.
And then Fire, Water, Grass, Chandelure, Quagsire, and Venusaur, which
Venusaur.
is rather solid, pretty bulky.
It is a good call.
Yeah.
It is a good. It is a good call, but that doesn't work in Sun. That's what we are saying.
Good core that
It's a
doesn't work
good
in
call
sand.
that doesn't. Yeah.
Fair enough, fair enough. All right, so number 12, you can go
All
ahead and
right.
take the lead on this one for LA Soul Galaxy.
So Galaxy. great name, by the way. One of my favorite names
Top
ever
tier
to
name.
be,
Top tier name. If we did a
yeah,
tier list on
yeah,
names, this
top
would be
tier
like
name.
top three.
Yeah, easily. All right. Once you see this, you got Keldeo, you got that man Weezing, Galarian Weezing, you got Piloswine as a great defensive mon, you got Copperajah and Mega Galate. These teams have some solid picks. But then you see he has developed from type and unnecessarily developed from type.
With
You see
Piloswine and Kyurem,
ninjas,
right?
yeah, your Piloswine and Kyurem, you see Ninja Scan, Unpleasant. Then you see something. Then you see Copperajah, and I'm like, alright, Copperajah can do something. And then you realize Copperajah isn't that bulky. It just got a good defensive start, HP start, and that's pretty much all about it. And like in general, in speed tiers as well, the speed tiers are all messed up over here. Like the fastest one here is Ninjask, and I'm pretty sure then it comes Keldeo,
Mega
then
Gallade.
Mega
Mega
Glade.
Gallade. And Mega Gallade is faster than Keldeo by 2 base points, actually. And that's another double up on
All
typings,
right.
too. Two fighting types there with Keldeo and Mega Gallade. It's
Yeah,
more double up
exactly.
on typings.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I said. And like, I'm trying to see what he was going for. He's got a good dragon fairy steed. I think if he has a dragon in the form of Kyurem, Weezing Color, and Copperajah, I think it's a great call. I think Weezing definitely helps Copperajah in dealing with threats more. In the sense, it can easily wall break. And same thing goes with Mega Glade. I think the combination of Mega Glade and Pilot Swan can easily and put an offensive pressure. But like in general, I do think that some of the picks like Decidui and the unnecessary picking of unfortunate ninjas is kind of not needed, as in the sense that speed passing with Veron Pass is banned, and I don't see the reason why he picked ninjas. He could have easily gone with something like a secondary mon or any other type that he missed, because he doesn't have a good fire type, along with the fact that his only electric type is Manectric, which is like it has way bad coverage compared to last gens because of the hidden power loss with Sub. Because I honestly, Manectric to me is one of the good great mons with designs, but it just got a whole lot worse with that hidden power loss. If I'm being and like in general, like this team synergy is lacking. It can do cool stuff here and there, but I just don't think it will work most of the time.
And you talked about the lack of a dark type as well, and that's just that is rough, you know. I mean, bulky psychics with double fighting. When you don't have a dark type and you drafted double fighting, man,
I
psychics
think
gonna
I
have a
mean yeah,
field
it's
day.
yeah, the psychic's gonna destroy. Like I can easily imagine something like Mega Carnivore run through this thing.
Yeah, just make
I can easily
Gardevoir.
imagine. Yeah, I can easily see Mecha Carnivore run through this team. Even it doesn't even focus in the blast rule. It can easily run Mystical Fire, and it can just sweep the stream with +2 Calm Mind,
Oh
and that sucks.
man, that does suck.
That
That
honestly
does suck.
sucks.
Yeah, that's not that good, man. But you know, wow us with your play. I'm sorry we're being so mean.
yeah,
Just wow us with your play.
it's,
Prove us wrong. That's the
it's,
biggest thing in the power rankings. The biggest thing I love
yeah.
is when you guys prove us wrong. So uh
In
you,
the end, in the battlefield, uh, stats don't matter, and maybe you can
yeah.
make this team work. Maybe, but we don't think so. Maybe, but just maybe. We don't think so, but maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
that would be it.
All right, so the number 11 team is Sock Palo, and I guess it's so I'll go ahead and take this one. Sock Palo, interesting like take on speed control.
Sam,
Yeah,
Sam and
Sand with
speed
Trick
control.
Room. Sand with Trick Room. Very interesting take on Sand with Trick Room. I can really see it going hard, man. I really can. I can see you like, oh man, what's he gonna do? Is he gonna Swords Dance sweep me with Extra Drill? Calm Mind sweep me with a Trick Room? Hatterene. Oh, there's a Dragon Dancing Crawdon. Oh, Flapple just Dynamaxed. You know, there's a lot of things going on here, a lot of offensive things going on here. But your biggest vice is this team has negative defense. It has no switch-ins for
Exactly.
its offensive moves. I
It's
like.
like a fragile.
What was that? You
It's
kind
a
of cut
very,
out.
it's a very weak. It's a very weak offense.
Yeah,
Like every offense you can. Hello,
yeah, every
you there, mate?
offense. You were saying every offense. Yep.
Yeah, every offense at least has one or two pivots, so they can pivot in and just slow down for a bit. But this team doesn't. I don't see any pivots here. If I'm being honest, like what is this pivot? Malakis, the goat. Like, come
Miraculous.
on.
Uh, yeah, man, it's just lacking on a lot of different defensive options. You drafted Ghastly, which honestly, when we were making this list, like one of his first things he said when we were making this list is, "All right, Sock Paulo drafted Ghastly. That's at least bottom five." I swear that's what he said, dude. He
Yeah,
does
I
not like
swear.
Ghastly. He said they
All
drafted
right. So
Ghastly bottom five.
basically, no, no, I salute him for drafting Gasly. I think he's a man, and I just hope he just brings Gasly at least 3 times this week. Like, come on, you gotta bring Gasly.
Gotta bring
It's a good
Ghastly.
one, trust me. Or you gotta bring Gasly.
All right. So
Like,
let's go ahead and then the same thing goes for Manetric's lack of coverage. I actually like how you brought drafted Ninetales so you can cancel out your own sand whenever you need to. I think that was actually a pretty
yeah,
smart move if that's what you were going for. And
but like,
I also just really like the breaking
yeah,
core of
you can
Flapple,
continue.
and I actually like the offensive core of Flapple and Excadrill too. And one more thing I wanted to mention, guys,
Yeah,
kind of far into this, but I thought I would say, um, I live in the United States, and Hadir lives in India, so there might be a little bit of connection issues. So just work with us whenever if we ever saying like, "Are you there still?" We're just trying to make sure the video is still good.
yeah, we're just trying to communicate, man. Like, we have been through some shit. Let's just say that we have been through some shit. Yeah. All right. You don't want to touch on the course?
The cores, yeah, I was actually I was figure we could tackle that together. So we have Excadrill, Hatterene,
All right.
and Flapple for one
And
of the most
Flapple.
offensive
It's
DFS cores in the league.
in the whole
Yeah, one of the most offensive DFS cores in the whole draft.
draft. I do think that the core is nice. I also do like Hippo down with his core just because of the fact that Hatrin cannot take physical hits and Hippo's the only defensive mon he has that actually can. But yeah, that's it. Hippo has a lot of responsibility. Like
Oh,
once
dude.
Hippo goes down.
Yeah.
Yeah, what was it?
I was saying, oh, dude, I was agreeing with you. Like, the Hippo's putting the team on his back.
Yeah, like Hippo has a lot of responsibility going with it, which I believe then which pressures the coach to always bring Hippo. At least like he even always have that in his mind that I gotta bring Hippo to counter this and that. I just don't think Hippo will be able to do it with all that responsibility. I think if his team was much more spread out, it would have been a great team again. But that's what it is. That's
All
what he
right.
got.
All
What
right.
can I
All
do?
right. So that was Sock Paulo's
And
DFS core.
yeah, I also want to touch on this. I think you forgot it. He has crawled on with 9 kills.
I did forget
Dude,
that. Yes.
you're just yeah, you're weakening your Crawdon's power. Crawdon is an underrated mon. It can do stuff, and it's often look it doesn't look that much in draft because everyone's expecting a bandit set or a sword dance set, but like it can put in work, and I've used it, and I can also say that it can put in work. It has actually put in work. The only thing is that I don't like is that his 5 grass score is 9 tails, Flaffel, and Crawdon, and 9 doesn't get
Yo, hold
benefit.
up. Are you
Uh,
just sleeping on Maractus right there? Are you sleeping
oh,
on
dude,
Maractus right
Maractus,
now?
no, 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 dude, Maractus. I'm not. I'm talking about the terrible mons. Maractus is a goat, dude. We cannot diss Maractus. Maractus is actually the goat. I was just saying, I was just talking trash on the worst course, but Maractus is a true god. Let's just say that.
Oh
Yeah.
man. And then
But like in general,
this team has no fighting type, right?
Ninetales' son actually hurts Flaffel too, cause it actually then becomes weak against fire. And along with questioning with the Crawdon's stab, it weakens its water stab too, and it's aqua jet, which is like one of the big things going for Crawdon. And I just think that he kind of messed up. in my opinion. That's all I gotta say. Like he has a good he's got a good Dragon Fairy Steel Core. He's got a terrible of a 5 class core. And when you look at the fighting psychic and that core, I think it's non-existent. I believe.
Yeah, there's no fighting type. And I was actually about to say something, little
Yeah,
hot take here, okay? This team doesn't have a fighting type. This team doesn't have an ice type, right? All right, so hear me out. Hear
yeah,
me out.
and yeah,
Hear me out here. Actually, you know what? I don't even know if he's still is Crabominable still in this gen?
yeah, it is.
Oh, drop Maractus for Crabominable. Have the most godlike Trick Room core in the game. Just do
No,
it.
dude. No, come on. No, come on. Don't do it. Don't
Do it. Do it.
disrespect
Come on,
Maractus
do
like.
it. Do
No,
it.
do
Do
it.
it.
No, don't. Maractus, replace your Ninetales with Chromat. That would be way better. But don't
Could
do it.
could you imagine
Don't do
Crabominable in
Maractus like
Trick
that,
Room? He does not have an ice type or a fighting type.
dude. Dude, it can't literally destroy the whole draft. Ice and Fighting Staff doesn't have any switches in the league, and that's I've experienced what a crab with two big meaty claws can do. Let me just tell you that. I have unfortunately gotten a six sword by crab 2 times, and I'm not proud of it.
Not
I'm
proud of
not proud
that.
of
All right, well, that's just
it. Yeah,
we might throw in suggestions here and there to be honest. All right, so if we're gonna move on, we got the top 10. And oh, I went a little too far up.
yeah, the
Okay,
top 10.
number 10, Philadelphia Fanfi. Why don't you go ahead and
10.
take it away? Take it away, Ali. Take it away.
Yeah. All right, Philadelphia fan piece. Another good name, by the way.
Yes.
He's got a Mega Lucario. I'm like, all right, we're going somewhere. Just like Mega Mobile Street. We're going somewhere. He picks Arcanine. All right, again, a great fire type. It also helps Lucario. Great. You got Seismidor. Again, a solid pick. You got Roserade. Great. Again, Toxic Sleep Powder. It's great. Then he picks Claydol, Steelix, and I'm like, what? You are doing so good, and you pick Steel and Claydol. Like, why? Why did you do this to yourself? He's also and he actually also traded. I forgot to mention this. He didn't have a Hydreigon. Post draft, he actually traded his one mon for Hydreigon, which I think benefits this team. But cause it gives him a great Dragon Fairy Steel Core in the form of Mega Lucario, Gardevoir, and Hydreigon. Along with, and that's his Dragon Fighting Psychic Core as well. If you look at it, he's got 3 months to get 2 calls. I really like it. If I'm being honest, like in my opinion, it's a good enough strategy. Along with the fact that he got a decent 5 grass core in the sense of Arcanine, Saspitor, and Roserade. But like I don't understand triple ground, dude. Like it just makes your team so worse. Like I don't imagine him bringing Steelix. I can imagine him bringing Claydol, and he actually did bring Claydol. Offensive Claydol, by the way. He got that sauce. He got that massive sauce, with that offensive Claydol. And, but in general, I don't see Rotom doing anything. I think Rotom is actually pretty weak. It's like, it wants to be a Gengar, but it cannot be Gengar, unfortunately. You know, it just wants to be
Right.
Gengar so bad. It wants to be the Gentry Gengar, with Levitate. It really wants it to be that, but it really can't just because of its stats. I don't think, and Rotom also, doesn't have defog anymore, so that sucks.
So that
He
sucks.
has the removal. All right, so in hazard removal, he has Claydol and he has Avalok. Good picks. Avalok, the Ice Table, one of my favorite mons. I think the Ice Table is underrated. Again, he's got Hydreigon, which I don't think it gets default, but I might be wrong. I haven't checked. I don't think it gets default. It also lost Roost, which sucks. Then you got for rocks, you got Steelix and you got Saltador,
It's
which
not
is
good
like
default anymore.
okay, but yeah, which is like okay, but in the sense that you're not gonna bring Steelix ever, and that's gonna bring a lot of pressure at Seismidor, which is same scenario with Hippowdon. does pressure him to bring a size winner every week, which sucks. Again, yeah, but I can see this team doing well. But the thing is that it just relies to. I can always see this team breaking the same 4 to 5 months. Right? All right, Mega Licario always gonna come. Akinine always gonna come. Roserate maybe. Seismino always gonna come. Avalok if the team has some physical offense, it's always gonna come. Like I can see this team bringing the same 4 to 5 months. You know, just mix and matching them. I just don't think it has a very much fixed upon. If I'm being honest, and that's my reason, and that's my perspective on it.
Yo,
You
hot
want to say
take.
something about it?
Hot take.
Yeah,
Fuck
hot take alert,
Avalug.
hot take alert.
Fuck Avalug.
Oh,
Hot take. Fuck Avalug.
how dare you?
It's
How
trash.
dare
It's
you?
it's it's trash. It's trash. The ice table is
How
not
dare you?
underrated. It is a tier 5. It is.
How
It's not.
dare
It's
you?
not an ice table. It's an
How
ice
dare you?
toilet. It's an ice toilet. Okay. It's not an ice
How
table.
dare
It's an ice
you?
toilet. Other than that,
How
no.
dare you?
You hit the nail on the head.
How
So much
how
potential
dare you?
wasted by Epilogue, strictly. No, so much
How
potential
dare
and
you?
not enough
Dude,
execution on the top half of the team. It's very top heavy, unfortunately. It's going to bring a lot of the same 6 months. So
dude, Avila with heavy duty boots. Don't you imagine that? Are you
yeah,
an
I imagine how
action?
trash Epilogue is and how it's just going to fall over always and get stalled out because it's bad.
I am.
Okay.
I feel betrayed, dude. No, not okay.
All
This is
right. This is treason,
Avalok
huh?
squad. Come on, dude.
And this
Come
is
on, you
why
gotta respect
and this
Avalok.
is why these videos are fun because analysts don't always agree
How
on
dare you, dude? You
things.
disrespect Avalok.
I
Shut
did.
up. Friendship broken with a kid. Friendship broken with a kid. Gonna
uh
find a new friend now.
yeah, you gotta 6-0 me with Avalog, man.
Oh, I will. One day I will.
So number
That curse
9.
said on the trick you.
So number
Yeah,
9,
number 9. Who is
the
number 9?
Windy City Grand Bulls. Windy City Grand Bulls. So,
Windy City.
all right, when
This name reminds me of Whitney. This team name reminds me of Whitney with this milk tank, and I already hate it. Thank you very much. Thank you to coming for my team.
all
All
right,
right. Honestly,
Rain Dracovish is very interesting.
it's it's good. It's good. For a mock match, I actually played with this draft, and this team on paper doesn't look like it has any synergy, but oh boy, it has some synergy. All right. Pelipper, I think, is a great call, regardless of the double water type, just because of the fact that Pelipper can also provide tailwind, it can provide defog, and it can provide rain, which is one of the biggest things for Djokovic going on. And the coach can easily bring choice rank Djokovic every week, along with the fact he also has toxicity, which to me is a great mon on the lane. It can drop some thunders, it can run overdrive, can run boom burst, and in general, a spec set on the tailwind can. What I don't like about this is the fact he has a mobile, a shuckle, and he has colossal on a rain team. Colossal. Why? Again, you were going so great and you just had to do it to yourself. I mean, like, I'm not a big fan of Tojikas, honestly. Uh, if you have Pelipper, I don't think you need Tojikas by any means. I think any fighting type would have done better than Tojikas. And same thing goes with Mobile. Like, what are you doing picking Mobile? It's not a good steel type. Let's be fair. It's not a good steel type. Don't
Damn.
act like it's a Mega Mobile. Don't act like it's a Mega Mobile.
Damn.
It's just a mobile. It sucks. Sucks. All
Holy
right. It's
shit.
not a good mon. It's not a good. It's not a good mon. Let's be fair. I do like Celebi. I think. I think the Dragon Fairy Steel Co is weak. I think the Firewater Grass Co is okay at best. I don't think it's that good. And I think that the Fighting Psychic Dark Co is non-existent, which is always great. It's always great.
Yep,
This team doesn't have a
that is
fighting type.
an extremely underrated core, honestly. Extremely underrated core.
Yeah, the non-existent fighting psychic and dark cone. Really underrated.
Oh man,
Yeah, but
So Celebi and damn, is that it? There's no darker
I
fighting?
mean, no, you got Ice Cube by the way. I missed out on Ice Cube. Ice Cube, I think, can be a big threat, but it's like Gen 7 Venusaur and Sun. You think
Hmm.
it's gonna be good. It does perform some weeks, but most of the time it's trash.
Yep.
That's
It's a
my hot take
Dynamax.
on
It's
it.
the
Hot take alert.
Dynamax user as well. That's a Dynamax user as well.
Yeah, but like the thing is that without its without Ice Body, like Ice Fist, right? It's its ability.
Yeah.
I think when its ability is broken and the fact that its ability doesn't affect the special attackers, I don't think it's gonna be that good. I can see it working, but very rarely. I think only once or like twice, it's gonna actually gonna do some stuff. Otherwise, it's gonna get sacked in a match when it's brought. If I'm being honest. And other hot take. I think running what Galarian Cofagris. I don't know its name. I'm not gonna speak it. I'm not gonna get myself ashamed on the internet. Thank you very much. Galarian Cofagris. Yeah, that's what I'm calling. I think works here just because of the fact that Dracovish in Trick Room can also be great. Let's just say that Dracovish is the main MVP and he has just built a team around Dracovish, honestly, which is fine. Dracovish is Dracovish. It does what a Dracovish should do. It suffers, but it also brings pain to others. So, it's
Uh,
what's
uh,
do you have anything to say?
well, I'm losing you a little bit
You
here.
got anything to say on this?
Yeah, so it's Reunigris, by the way. That's the pronunciation. Reunigris is It's like ruin and then gris.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you.
No
I'm
problem.
still not gonna say it. Thank you.
You don't really have a real dragon type, unfortunately, because that big old Dracovish is clicking water moves 10 times out of 10
Yeah,
in a match.
it's it doesn't care about anything except for water absorb or a storm drain mon, if I'm being honest. Like, yeah. Which again only like 2 to 3 teams have that. So it can be a big threat, in my opinion. In my personal opinion. Hot take, Dracovish is good, if anyone didn't know that.
It
But
is.
in general, like it's not a good dragon type at all. I can also see a good fairy type actually destroy this team. Again, a common problem we are seeing. But because of the fact that Colossal on Rain doesn't actually add up that much, if I'm being honest.
Uh,
And
you about nailed it on the head,
you want
buddy.
to say anything else, dude?
You about nailed it on the head, buddy. I agree with
Yeah?
everything. I guess the one thing that you forgot to say is Shuckle's gonna get a 6-0 sweep. That's probably the one thing you
Oh
forgot to
yeah,
say.
Stealth Smash Struggle.
Yep. There you
Yeah,
go.
the Stealth Smash
There you
Struggle.
go. There
On the
you
trick
go.
room, on the trick room Stealth Smash, you can encore, you can use that infestation to infest your opponents to death, that classic strategy. Classic strategy,
It's over, bro.
With
It's over.
Yo, bro, people are sleeping on Shakal. Let's be fair out here. Let's not forget that.
All right,
Shakal is a good man, and we should respect it.
I got the number 8 team here, the
I'm
Connecticut
still angry at
Kinkalders.
you. I'm still angry at you, by the way, for that avalanche. I'm not gonna forgive you soon.
All right, so take your anger out on
Yeah.
me by talking about the Connecticut Kinkalders real quick. Or was it my turn? I don't remember. I think actually,
Connecticut. Oh my God, that's a big. Uh, yeah,
you still there? Okay, I think we're still good. Like I said, just trying to reestablish connection,
yeah,
guys. So Connecticut Kinkalders,
yeah. Understand.
super interesting here. Super interesting here. Whenever we were talking about this team, we were actually going to initially rate it really, really low because, as you can see, there is no Durgan on this team. There is a lack of Durgan
Yeah,
unless you have Silvally with Durgan. Then you have Durgan, but you have low tier
yeah,
Durgan.
yeah. And it's not a good dragon, if I'm being completely honest.
Yeah.
Silvally sucks.
Savali
Thank you.
sucks. That's a big
I'm gonna
one.
say the word. Yeah,
Savali
I think
sucks.
Silvally
Wow.
Dragon. I think Silvally Dragon is one of its worst forms. It's even worse than Silvally Ice. Hot take. It's worse than Silvally Ice. I think at least Silvally Ice can do something with parting shot and shit like that. But Silvally Dragon, I don't think, dude.
I
I don't
mean,
think
I
it can
think
take those hits.
my favorite Silvally is Silvally Bug. By far, it's that top tier,
I
that
think
Silvally Bug, which he actually
I
might
think my
run
favorite
because.
Silvally is the
What's your favorite
yeah. Same
Silvally?
man. Continue your point. I'm not, my favorite Silvally is Silvally Dark because I like to be edgy.
Because you like to be edgy. Yeah, Silvally
No,
Dark's gonna
like
be run a
in
good
general.
amount. It's gonna be run a good amount because bulky psychics kind of ruin this team. But
Yeah.
but for real, yeah, I was talking about how this team actually had pretty decent amount of weaknesses. I mean, good fires do really well versus it. Pretty solid. What was the other typing? I think it was like rock types. Yeah, good rock types. Do super well versus this
Yeah,
team.
rock
Other
types.
than other than barring like Bronzong or
Like
something.
I think once Bronzong is gone, I think he's always gonna use Bronzong, early on in the game, like for setting screens or setting rocks up, and he's just gonna sack it then. He's not gonna keep it for the rock types and the other stuff. If I'm being honest, uh, the only thing I think I might say is that Blastoise got Cell Smash finally, but like it's a Blastoise under Sun, so like why? Just like Charizard Mega, why? Why? Ask that question to yourself. Why?
What else actually Doug Trio actually counters those rock types and those fire types we were just talking about. So that's actually super solid. You picked up Doug Trio there for your Mon. The Stealth Rockers on this team, again, it's the same principle. He actually managed to draft three, which is a very rare thing in this draft. Very few teams
Yeah,
have
the
three
very
Stealth
rare
Rockers.
thing. Yeah, the very rare team of having stealth rockers such as Bronzong, Ductrio, and Palpitoad.
Palpitoad,
Palpitoad. Yeah,
useless ass
Palpitoad.
Palpitoad. Um,
Yeah, Palpitoad is trash. I'm not even gonna say it sucks. It's trash. It's like Trubbish, but Trubbish better than him. Hot
but
take
Trubbish is
Trubbish is
better.
cute. Hot take Trubbish is cute. I don't care what you say. And hot take Gabado is sexy. Change my
Okay.
mind.
Okay. Garbodor is sexy. So I wanted to touch on the cores here, other than the Dragon Fairy Steel, because you have a bad fairy with a really sturdy steel type, so it's gonna be kind of iffy there. Firewater Grass is Charizard, Vileplume, two mons that work pretty good together in Sun, and then Blastoise, which ultimately fails in Sun
Dude,
by concept.
yeah,
And
yeah, by
then
concept. But
the
it's still a Blastoise will sell smash.
And then the dark psychic fighting core is Pangoro and Bronzong only, as Pangoro covers two of those types. You generally want this core, in my opinion, to be either a solid
To be 3 months.
combination, to be 3 months, but to either be a solid combination of offense and defense with a bulkier psychic and two really potent dark and fightings, or you just want to go blatantly all out offensive with your psychic dark and fight. You do not want a defensive. You do not want these typings defensively. They're offensive typings and need to be utilized as such for the most part, other than of course psychic, which is pretty good defensively. But dark and fighting,
Like,
generally pretty offensive typings. You want to draft offensive mons in those, but there are rare cases like Mandibuzz and
yeah,
Mandibuzz.
I was just gonna say, I was actually just gonna say that whenever I hear people saying the fighting dark and psychico, I always imagine Machamp, Gardevoir, and Manibus, because I think those three are a really good core. They cover most of the weaknesses. Manibus rock weakness is covered by Machamp, because Machamp's actually pretty bulky. It doesn't seem bulky, but it actually is. Stuff like that. And like this team, Pangoro is gonna be offensive, and Bronzong, as I said, it's just gonna be a late back monk. It's gonna set up rocks, and then it's gonna die. That's it.
Okay. Okay. So that's really all there is. I mean, we can talk on the speed control as well,
No,
really
no.
fast.
Yeah, yeah. There's one thing you missed. Galvantula.
Galvantula, right?
You
Yep.
missed Galvantula.
Yes, yeah, it puts up
Galvantula.
webs. It
Who's?
puts up webs.
But you don't need. I don't think he needs webs on this team. If I'm being honest, like, what are you gonna do with web? It wasn't
Oh,
needed. It's not gonna drop any thunders because of the sun. If I'm being honest, it's a good bug
yeah.
type.
I
Let's
didn't
be
even think
fair.
about that. I didn't even think about that actually. Damn.
Yeah, yeah. It's not gonna drop any thunders. It's most likely going to run Volt Switch or Thunderbolt. It's not gonna run Thunder if it's running with Megazord Y. And I don't think this team needs webs. I think this team is very fast and very slow. There's like no mid ground that I think a team should have. Even if it's like one of the worst speed tiers, I still think that they should have that just because of the fact to maintain that speed gap, which this team doesn't, which sucks. And you cannot fix that with stick webs. Let's be proud here.
All right.
You
So
got anything else?
yeah, I'm good. Yeah, that's all. That's all I had. We talked about the rockers, the cores, the weirdness of fire on this team, of sun, and the lack of a Durgan. So yeah, I've talked everything I want to talk. Ready for number 7? And this is all you.
Yeah, number 7. Who was number 7?
The Kansas City Crocodiles.
Kansas City Crocodiles.
Should be at the very end of the
Whoa.
dock. Should be at
The
the very end of
first,
the dock. Yeah.
yeah, the first thing I see is Covenant, and I'm like, all right, okay, please be a good team. And when you see at it, you see Covenant, Haxorus, and Mega Gardevoir. I think this is the strongest Dragon Fairy Steel Co in the draft. Entire draft, if I'm being honest, like
Fair, fair.
no Dragon Fairy Steel Co. Yeah, no Dragon Fairy Steel Co can beat this score in its opposition. If I'm being honest, I do see Rotom Wash, which is great, for that Volt Switch. I also see for that Volton combo with Covenant and Frostlass. I see Frost with Rotom Wash. I see Frostlass as a Spyco, which is great. I see Lunatone, which can, let's be fair, it can work. I don't think it will work, but it can work. Then you got something like Sandaconda, and I'm like, all right, hot take. I think Sandaconda can do only when it's Dynamaxes or Gmaxes, and he actually has that, which is great. I think he has Drapion, which is also good. It's a good dark type. It's a good poison type. It can absorb those toxic spikes. It cannot lay them down, which can it lay down toxic?
You there?
Mate, you there?
Yeah, yeah. Okay, we're
Yeah,
good. We're good. All right.
yeah. Were you able to record what I am?
I cutting out again, man. So I
I
heard Drapion is a good grounded poison type. That's what I heard last.
Yeah. Can it lay down toxic spike?
Yes, it can. Yes, pretty
It
sure.
can. All right. It's
I'm gonna double
even a
check
bit.
that.
Yeah. It's because I haven't I
Sure.
haven't used Rapion that much, so I don't know
It can. It
about it.
can.
It can. All right. It's a great poison type. Let me correct myself. It's a great landed poison type in my opinion, just because of the fact he's also got a Covenant, to actually counter that ground weakness. And everything's good until the fact you see Sandiscoach and Rabu. Why?
Yeah, your Raboot and
One fire type
Centiskorch.
is enough.
Yeah. Yep.
One fire type is enough.
Now we
You
understand
don't need two.
we understand that Reboot has access to the Libero, but it's still a fire type on switch in. It's still a fire type when it's clicking. Its best move, which is Flare Blitz. It's a fire type. It's got some
Yeah.
stab bug, some stab psychic, but it's still in essence a fire type. And then Lunatone is just bad too. I know you already said that
Yeah.
before, but that just kind
And
of you're bad Pokemon just collapsing on each other. So
yeah.
except
And
Centiskorch.
the thing is
Centiskorch is
that
cool.
when you
Centiskorch is
see
cool.
yeah, yeah, when you see a rock weakness, like this thing can be heavily chipped down spikes and rocks, if I'm being honest. But I think we can look past that just because of the fact that he has Covidine, which I think is a great differ. In my opinion, this team, the only complaint with this team I have is that any fire type, any good fire water grass core is going to destroy this team. Let me just be fair with you. Any good fire water grass core is going to destroy this team.
And another thing I don't necessarily like is we have an item clause in this league, so he can't run multiple heavy duty boots for like Reboot, Centiskorch, Frostlass. That might be a problem going into
Yeah,
leagues.
I mean, and along with the same thing with leftovers, if I'm being honest. Like what are you gonna do when you don't have when you are going to use leftovers on both Corviknight and Rotom Wash? Yes, you can run Scarf Rotom Wash, but like you don't want to run it every week.
All right.
You don't want to run it every week.
All right. So
That's a that's a big thing.
yep, you touched on the cores too with the DFS and the how the dark fighting psychic was basically reboots high jump kick. Uh, if it gets, I think it gets high jump kick. Yeah.
Yeah, it does get answered, but that's
A-
like this coverage.
And then yeah, so it gets so it's really reboots high jump kick, Drapion's dark stab, and then Mega Gardevoir's psychic. It's there's no true fighting on this team, which is rough in our eyes. Although it is
Yeah,
a very underrated
I
core. And then Firewater Grass is pretty solid
yeah,
too, in the sense of,
yeah. The
oh, there's no
firewater.
grass type. There's no grass type. Never mind.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was just gonna correct you. I was gonna diss you, but you realized your mistake.
Yeah, there's no
Thank you.
grass type. That's my bad. I
No,
said to Scorch, I saw Rotom Wash. I said, okay, where's the
no, no,
grass type?
no, no. Dude, you're sleeping on
Excuse me.
grass not reboot. What the hell are you saying?
I don't think it
You're
gets any
sleeping on
grass.
grass not reboot.
It gets grass knot?
Come on. He's Yeah, it gets grass not.
It does not get grass. I'm looking at it right now. It gets no grass.
With what? How can this be?
It gets no grass.
Wait, I think last night I checked. It got grass not. Wait, what?
I'm
Why
looking. I
would
mean,
I lie?
did you look at Cinderace maybe? Just
I
checking
don't
the high
know.
jump kick thing.
Let us skip that. Change it off. Change it off.
All right, so that's number
Oh,
17.
no, no, no,
I feel like we've given sufficient
yeah.
enough answers why it's number 7. Moving on to number 6. The
It's pretty
Roxana
neutral.
Shelders. The Roxana Shelders, my
Rox,
boy. And
Roxana said that.
and
Let's go,
I'm
man.
I'll talk on this one. I'm because Nick is my friend.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is the guy, Nick. He is
Oh, Nick is my friend too. Oh my God! Don't say that. Nick is my friend.
Nick is my friend, and him and I, we helped try to build this team together, and I'll kind of give you the concept of it. So he definitely wanted to draft Mega Charizard X, until he found out it doesn't get Roost, but it was already drafted by then, and he definitely wanted to pair it with Araquanid. I don't know why. He thought it was a really cool core, so we just tried to work with it. And he ended up
Yeah.
drafting Mandibuzz with them, just triple rock weakness. And I said, hey, man, you're looking pretty rock weak. So he's like, all right, let me grab Whimsicott, Toxicroak, and Rhyperior. And decided to make Dynamax Rhyperior. That was kind of my suggestion. I think that thing works really well in Dynamax. And I knew this team was going to need a pretty good Stealth Rocker because my friend sometimes forgets to draft Stealth Rocking Mons. Love him to death, but sometimes he forgets to draft Stealth Rocking Mons. And then, you move on to things like he wanted to round out his speed tiers with Bolton. He wanted good hazard removal with Mandibuzz and Mr. Mime Galar. We actually thought that Whimsicott was a defogger in this generation, and it actually might be. I don't know if it has access to it with Pokemon Home. I'm not
I
particularly
think.
sure.
I think, to be honest, with that Pokemon Home concept, I think a lot of people were confused. You can use mods with moves that are previous gen, but like in particular, like Pursuit, like Pursuit. For example, let's take an example of Drapion. Drapion gets Pursuit, but Pursuit isn't the TM this gen, so you can't necessarily use it. If I'm being honest, you can still use Twitter moves. You can Twitter moves and stuff like that, but the TMs that are actually not there in the game, you cannot use that.
All right, yeah, so fair enough. Yeah, I was in that group of confused. So thank you for that analysis for sure. I was in the group of people that didn't really know. And the last two mons are Scavalier and Dusknoir. Dusknoir is purely a spin blocker, and just so he can set up his webs, he's purely a spin blocker, as well as he liked the ability Frisk, so he can look at people's items, so he can write them down and you don't remember them, so he doesn't get sidetracked. And then a Scavalier. It was this was supposed to be Bronzong way earlier in the draft, but Bronzong got taken from him. It would look a lot better with Bronzong, I'll be honest, but he kind
He
of
got sniped.
prioritized. He prioritized. He didn't view it. I think it was a round 3 pick, and he didn't view it that way. I don't either personally, but somebody in this draft did.
Yeah,
Um,
come
I
on,
think it
fill
was
up shit. Let's.
the Doug Trio team, whatever that name of that team is, the
Yeah,
Doug
it
Trio
was
team.
the
Um,
yeah the Megabyte, Saza Megabyte.
yeah. So that would be And that would be kind of the idea behind this draft. An execution, a couple, moves we didn't think things got kind of makes it a little worse, but I still think it's really solid. I think Mega Charizard X is still going to be one of those dominant Pokemon that run through the game, just like it did in the last generation. I don't think that much has
Yeah,
changed other than the fact it can't roost, so Flare Blitz needs to be used a bit more sparingly. I don't like the Rock's
I
weakness, but I think it's
but
covered
this
pretty
is
well. What's up?
yeah, yeah. I was just gonna say that the bulky option for Megazord is gone. I feel without.
Yep,
I
that
was
it
gonna
does.
say
It
that
does. It's kind of stinky, kind of stinky. But
kind of thing.
other than that, if you want to talk cores, for sure, we do have a fire, water, grass core here. Super, super efficient in Whimsicott, Araquanid,
Yeah,
and
it's a good
Charizard X, in
firework
my
grass.
opinion. And I just saw that right off the
It's a
bat.
good for
And then he also
yeah.
covers the Dragon
I
Fairy
agree.
Steel Core with two of those Pokemon and Whimsicott and Charizard, and you add a Scavalier in the mix. Now I think you really do have a sufficient enough problem. I don't like how a Scavalier is not a rock resist, but I do like how a Whimsicott is a way to hit rock type super effectively. And rock is a pretty poor typing in general whenever it comes to draft. I'm not saying it's useless. I do say there's definitely some good rock type Pokemon, Terrakion, Rhyperior
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
Rhyperior's good rock
Come
resist
on,
as well, by the
it's
way.
not easy. Yeah, yeah. It's a great
So
rock resist. I was just gonna say that.
And then I wanted to definitely talk on this dark psychic fighting core. One of the worst in the league. I'll be totally frank. One of the worst in the league.
Yeah, let's be honest.
Toxicroak is a very
Let's be honest.
diverse Pokemon that has a lot of different sets. I do despise Toxicroak as a Pokemon, all in all, but overall, I do understand the competitive viability. I actually recommended he get this. It definitely helps him out with that kind of fairy weakness he was developing. And
Yeah,
as for
but
the psychic typing, not the most offensive psychic typing, not the most defensive psychic typing. It's really just like a kind of late picked screen setter and spinner.
a mid tier. Yeah, it's like a mid mon. If I'm being honest, it's a good speed tier mon. I think it can also sweep with a form of nasty plot and psychic and ice beam. I think that coverage is good. But like, it's a Mr. Mime. What are you gonna do about it? It's a Mr. Mime galore. That's about it.
Yep. And then Mandibuzz, I was going to mention, just not the most offensive dark type. So kind of failed in execution with the dark fighting psychic core, but all the other cores are super solid for the most part. This team has very exploitable weaknesses, but something I will definitely say, this has nothing to do with the power ranking. This is just an off note and a warning to anybody still watching this video. Nick is crazy. The guy's insane. He will pull out the most
Yeah, he
random
is.
stuff in the world. I mean, you think that you might be good, but then he'll whip out like choice banded Mime Gowler. I swear, the dude does not have a filter. He will do anything he wants in draft on any given week he wants to. He's got a surprise factor. Look
I think
out, guys. Look out. Whimsicott's so versatile. He's going to
let
use every bit of that. He's going to use every bit of that versatility. Look out for Nick. Roxanne Shelters, look
exactly.
out.
And yeah, come on. And yes, let me just note to the audience and to the other coaches. Let me just tell you this. All right, this man has brought choice specs alak with it. All right, I know it sounds weak. It isn't. Let me fair. This man has brought choice specs alak with it, and he almost got a big, if I'm being honest, like he knocked out 4 months with it, and I'm like, dude, that's awesome. And that's that big threat. Choice specs alak with it. Look out for it. Let's just say that. Look out for it.
All right, so moving on to number 5. I think we covered just about everything, unless you had something to say.
Yeah. To be honest, no, you did a pretty good job. I
Bam.
actually agree with all of it. And you didn't give me a chance to diss you. And it is this team. So it's good.
Nailed it. Nailed it. Nailed it. All right, number 5. Why don't you go ahead and
Nailed it.
take away
Nailed
the Libsyn Litwix, number 1
it.
team
Let's be quick.
on
All
the
right.
dock. Number 1 team on the dock.
It's got a. It's also the organizer, by the way. Shout out. Shout out. All right. Let us say. All right. You see Cinderace, you see Milotic, you see Appleton. A great fiber Glasgow, in my opinion. You see Appleton, you see Duplate, and you see Mimikyu. Okayish, I would say it's not good, it's not bad, it's okay. It's an okay Dragonfly type core. And then you see Triple Ghost. Double Ghost is fine. Triple Ghost isn't fine. It just makes you don't have a duck type. You have a duck type in the form of Morpeko, but it's a Morpeko. No disrespect to Morpeko. Morpeko is a huge threat, I think, with Aura Beam. But as a dark type on its own, I always imagine a dark type to be, a knockoff user and someone who can actually take hits like a dazzling gleam and something like, So like, I don't imagine Morpeko being that. So, kind of a missed opportunity. Uh, and the speed tiers, by the way. The speed tiers are all over here. You got Cinderace being its fastest mon. Then you got Gengar. And then you got Morpeko, I believe. And then Mimikyu and stuff like that. It's it's good in the sense that, he's gonna it's good in the sense that, he doesn't have to worry about it. But at the same time, once these mons go down, his team can be easily picked up by a Scarf user, if I'm being honest, like very easily. Uh, Here's the thing, hot take, all right, hot take. I think the combination of Appleton and Dublin can be good, but it
What in
just needs
Doublade? What in Doublade? Sorry,
Appleton,
Appleton and Doublade. Okay.
Appleton. Yeah, Appleton and Dublin can work if I'm being honest. Dublade's got that ground weakness, so and Appleton covers it really well. But in general, like this team, in my opinion, just doesn't cut it. For a fact that he doesn't have he has a ride on. He's got Dottler for webs. I don't know why he has a Dottler. He just has it right there in the corner, just sitting around, being scared, doing nothing, just being there.
Uh,
Uh, like, come
and
on,
what?
he's not gonna use webs.
This team can't
This
use
team doesn't need
webs.
webs, dude. Yeah, this team I don't think needs webs in my opinion. I do like hazard control in this team. Like he's got Cinderace for that with that code change. He's got Gerda with that defog. I don't know how he defogs, but I'm pretty sure with his nose. But like I don't know how he does it, but he does it, and that's what it matters. And I think that's it with the hazard movement. I think he's got a code shield user, which is great with heavy duty boots, and he's got a defogger. But the only thing I think that lags this team down is the fact that he has triple ghost, dude. Like that ghost weakness is really, really apparent, and you can easily exploit that.
Yeah, and
Let's just say
the
that.
thing I wanted to throw in just real fast, we haven't really talked much about speed tiers in this draft because we don't like most of them. A lot
Yeah,
of you
exactly.
drafted very poor speed tiers. Hey, I'm included in that. I didn't draft the best speed tiers in the world. Most of us
Hey,
drafted some
I,
pretty bad speed tiers.
hot take,
Um,
hot take. I think my team, hot take, everyone, hot take. I think my team are the top two teams with speed tiers. If I'm being honest,
okay, fair
I'm
enough.
not being biased. I'm not being
Okay,
biased. Let us say that out here. Not being
okay,
biased.
there you go.
100% true on his
Okay,
part.
fair enough, fair enough.
Uh,
But
but
back to the Litwicks here. I will just. I think I really covered it. They have a lot of weird cores, but the reason why this team is top five is because we need to respect things. We have to respect Mimikyu. We have to respect Cinderace. We have to respect Milotic. We have to respect Appleton. We have to respect Gengar as one of that's the second best ghost in the draft, I believe personally.
yeah,
Rideout's still
yeah,
bulky
it
and
is.
doesn't pair horribly with Appleton. They both have that ice weakness, but Milotic and Doublade got you covered. Um, a lot of
Yeah,
synergy in the
and
top here.
it's like he's like he's got weird codes, but those codes can actually work, and they can show and put in work. Let me just tell you that he's got some weird ass codes, offensive, defensive. They are really a mixture of both of them. Offensive is overpowering defensive, but defensive sometimes is overpowering offensive. But like in general, I think those codes actually do work. They have a very good synergy, and that's why he's number five.
All right, so number four would be the Sleepy Snom. I get to take this one because these guys just beat me week one. Um,
Yeah, I
to
mean,
beat to throw some Johns in the mix. I didn't know Charizard was allowed to use Dragon Pulse there, Lelouch, but whatever. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. Nah, all kidding
let's
aside. All kidding aside,
let's
I like this team. I do like this team. It wouldn't be number four if I didn't like it. It's got a lot of solidness to it. I don't like Shin Ninja, so I'm just gonna pretend like it doesn't exist. I'm just gonna pretend like this is a 9-mon draft.
It doesn't exist.
Uh,
It doesn't. It
I,
doesn't
I
exist in our mind.
Yeah, we have a really limited, team here. We only have 10 Pokemon, so it's really not the best to be drafting things you're not going to use. So don't really like that very much. But aside from that,
I
Mega Venusaur, Mantine, and Charizard make for a really interesting Dragon, Firewater Grass core. I'm only mentioning it because Mega Venusaur looks so big on my screen, so I put it up first. I don't like how it's double flying. I don't like how Mega Venusaur I don't feel it. It doesn't have any resists in the core itself to cover its weaknesses. Komodo and Venusaur are weak to the same exact things with Flying and Psychic, and then Komodo just has
psychic
added
and yeah,
weaknesses. And then Komodo just has added
yeah,
weaknesses.
but
But when you draft something like
let's be
Galarian
fair.
Corsola, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that the only good thing going between Kamoa and Venusaur is that Venusaur covers the fairy weakness, the quad fairy weakness. But again, that's pretty much about that core.
Yeah,
I was
and
just gonna say.
Dragon Fairy Steel, very very offensive just with Komodo. Um, sorry, I'm
Bishara
drawing a
and
blank here. Bisharp and Rapidash is very offensive guy. I used to talk crap on Rapidash until that thing two-shot my Melmetal with high horsepower. Used to talk crap on it. Now I won't.
Yeah,
Um, it's got some
no,
versatility. It's got
Rapidash
some
is a good.
versatility. It's good speed tier too for
Yeah,
this team that's
it's
rather
it's
slow.
it can it can be good. Let's be fair. It can be good. We are not gonna this. We are not gonna this Raptors like with this Shirija out of the. Let's just
And it's really good whenever when your team kind of lacks resist. It's a very themed fire team, so it's obviously going to counter a lot of ice types. And whenever you lack those resists, it's good to just draft bulk like Corsola, like Mantine, just bulk that just sits there and
like
doesn't die.
Torkoal.
Like Torkoal as well. Torkoal is,
And
yeah.
yeah, Torkoal's
Venusaur.
underrated.
Venusaur is
It's
what
a,
I was looking at.
yeah, yeah. Let's just say that I think I can see this man bringing offensive Mega Venusaur with growth, Earth Power, Sludge Bomb, Weather Ball, something like that. But like he's not. I think it will work if he doesn't Mega Evolve it. Like I think it will work, but it doesn't need to be Mega. Once he Mega Evolves, it's not gonna be good. Let's be fair.
It kind of works, so whenever it mega. I mean, it's again a fire weakness whenever it mega
Yeah,
evolves. That
yeah,
kind
yeah.
of gets countered, but
Yeah, it kind of works, and that's exactly where the problem is. It just kind of works.
yeah.
It isn't a good, it's a good ball. It isn't a good ball play. Let's be fair.
And then the offensive core of Dynamax, Charizard, and Heliolisk, there's just a lot to worry about. This team can be hard to kill, and there's just a lot to worry about with offensive pressure with things like Bisharp, Komodo, Charizard, Heliolisk, uh,
Dude,
Venusaur too, even with those setup
okay,
sets that he was talking about. Rapidash, just a lot
yeah,
to worry about, a lot to switch into, and you're going to end up like prioritizing some things. You're going to get countered by some mods that you weren't really looking at necessarily because he knows you're not looking at them, or she, so I don't know gender. They know you're not really looking at them, and they can really
yeah,
beat you out with the things that they decide to bring and kind of bench some things that you don't necessarily expect. Like personally, I thought he was gonna, God, I thought they were gonna bring Bisharp, but they ended up opting to not bring Bisharp, and that really threw off my prep, and he ended up really giving them an advantage. So really good
yeah,
stuff all around, except Shinichi.
yeah. And yeah, let me just say this. I do want to be a little bit picky and a little bit of a jerk, if I'm being honest.
Okay.
I don't think Heliolisk. Uh, See, if he's not gonna bring Tucker, I think Helios is gonna be good. Just because of the fact that Choice Specs Thunder from Helios actually hurt. They hurt really badly, honestly. But if he decides to bring Helios and in general, if he's gonna Dynamax Charizard, not Gigantamax, Dynamax Charizard, I don't think Helios will be that good. If I'm being honest.
I like it, but all right, yeah,
But that's
that's fair enough. Okay. I
but
I
that's
like
like
it.
my only
I was very worried about Heliolisk personally, but that's fair. That's fair.
no, but like that's the only thing that I actually that's worth picking up on it. Honestly, I think Costello Galarian can be a good ball with Mega Venusaur because in the sense that Mega Venusaur can switch in toxic. It can absorb those stick spikes on the ground and things like that. I Let's just say that I really want to appreciate Shedinja on this, but I just can't. Come on, let's be.
All
I
right, so
really wanted to talk about this.
you ready for number three?
Yeah, my body is ready, mate. Let's just
All
do it.
right, your body is ready for the Dragon Spile Tyrants. This is all you, so go ahead and take it away.
Dragon Spiral Tyrant. Oh, right. Oh, okay. You see Ditto, you see Aegislas, and along with that, you see Rillaboom. What are you gonna do? How are you gonna kill him? He's got two water types. He's got two water types to cover that fire weakness. So don't even think about using fire types. Thank you very much. He's got a fat Rillaboom sitting right there for that for those grass and electric attack. Again, great. He's got Zeraora, so don't even think about actually, doing some work with your electric type. He's got Rotom Heat, which is a good fire type, but questionable. Good fire type, but questionable. Okay. He's got Sudowoodo. Let's not talk about it. He's got Sigilyph, whatever it is. Again, pardon me, whatever it is. I think it is a good psychic type in my opinion, but stuff like Magic Card, it can potentially sweep in my opinion. Uh, and Frostmoth, underrated opinion. I think Frostmoth as a tier 5 is a great pick. Let me just tell you that. I know
Yeah, very good
fire
value.
types.
Very good value.
Yeah, cause because of the synergy, dude. He's got two water types, and Frostmoth's biggest weakness is fire and rock. But let's just say it's fire. Fire, Jellicent kind of covers that really well. And for rock type, he's got Aegislas, which is like one of the best mons in the whole game, if I'm being honest. And Aegislas does what it does. And when you combine Aegislas with Grassy Sword, because of the fact that hidden abilities are allowed in this draft, it is really solid, in my opinion. And some sleeper picks, with Sudowoodo, it can use Choice Band. I don't like it, but I don't hate it. That's the scenario. It can use Choice Band. Uh, and I believe this man has brought Sudowoodo 2 times in a row so far. You gotta respect him for that. You gotta respect him.
What I was gonna
Zeraora,
mention, what I was gonna, sorry, you were saying Zeraora. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I thought you were done. Zeraora.
no, yeah, you can get it. Yeah. The thing is that I the only thing I'm questioning is that I don't think Zeraora and Rotom Heat, two electric types, was needed on this team. Let's be fair out here. I think Zeraora did its job pretty well. I think normal, a standard fighter would have been better rather than actually using up points for Rotom Heat. I think he would have done something like a good fighting type, which this team doesn't have. Let's be fair. This team doesn't have a good fighting type. I think Ansara with its post comeback isn't a fighting type. Let's be fair. It looks strong, but it isn't. Let's be but like in general, if this team had a fighting type, I think this team would have been number one in my opinion. Let's be fair, because with those synergies and just and with that whole turn two with that Rillaboom and Dillipo, I think it was a top contender. But you missed out on your fighting type. What can I say? Say, you want to say something, mate, on this team?
Did you mention that there's no dragon?
Oh shit! Oh, no,
Yeah.
I didn't. Oh my God! Yeah, all right. Yeah. So here's the suggestion, all right. Here's my. If there's any dragon left, which I think there is, pick that dragon up and pick a good fighting type. Replace Rotomheat, and that would be my suggestion, if I'm being honest, to make this
And
with a good
personally,
fighting type.
and personally, I don't really like Jellicent with Primarina, but that's just me.
No, but here's the thing, right? Those two mods really have their own, their weaknesses covered with Rillaboom and Zeraora. That's what I was going to say. That's what I mean, honestly. I do get the
Fair
fact
enough.
that, Primarina is its only fairy, which is weak, but not that weak, honestly. Like, it's not defensive. I think when I visualize a fairy type, I seem it to be defensive. Primarina is more on the offensive side, which is the only thing like I don't like about this, along with the fact that there's no fighting.
No fighting,
You
no
want to say
dragon.
something, mate?
No fighting, no dragon.
Yeah, no fighting.
Other than that, you really hit the nail on the head. Good stuff all around.
Yeah,
Yep. Pick up those fighting types. Pick up those dragon types. That's all I have to say. All
yeah,
right, ready for number
yeah.
two?
Same here.
Number two,
I'm
number two,
very.
number two. The Yukon Umbreons. So these two teams were really good. We've had our gripes with a lot, but I really want to give my hats off to these next two teams specifically. They were super good.
Like they were, they can be replaced easily. Like one can be number one, and vice. These teams really put it out, the window. Like they hit a home run with it. If I'm being honest, uh, but like honestly, we had to rate them, and so we did. Let's just do that.
Like this team is balling out with its cores, right? And until you get to a certain core. So we're talking about Dragapult, Sylveon, and Ferrothorn. Oh, nasty Dragon Fairy Steel, but that actually might be the best. That's nasty. That is super good.
Uh, yeah, it is good. It is.
And then you have the Firewater Grass of like Incineroar, Vaporeon, Ferrothorn, nice bulky like good stuff all around. And then you got the dark fighting psychic core of Incineroar, Hitmonchan, and Solrock. And you just start to cry a
So
little bit. You just start to cry a little bit.
guy. Yeah,
Yeah, you just start
yeah.
tearing up a bit.
You go in that corner. You look behind. You put that smile face mask on it, and like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm doing great. I'm doing fine. But behind you're crying. Like shit, I fucked.
In all
up.
seriousness, this team actually has, it's like pretty slow and then just Dragapult. It's really interesting. But
Yeah,
and
like
then
a super.
Raichu in
Yeah,
between
yeah,
Braviary, I believe. Raichu in between Dragapult and Braviary, I believe, which is really big. But again, most teams drafted. I'm not saying all, most teams drafted some pretty bad speed tiers. So,
yeah.
uh,
Hot take. I think
yep,
hot take.
okay.
I think Bravery in Dynamax is good. I think he did a great job with it. But I also think that Mudsdale could have been better with Dynamax.
Okay.
It
Okay.
yeah, because Mudsdale as a ground type, I mean, yes, it's got stamina. People just pick Mudsdale because of the fact that he has stamina. It's weak. It is weak. I don't know why people seem to choose it every time as a ground type. It's weak. It's not good. It's not good. I don't want to say it sucks because when in last gen, when I was using it, it disappointed me, and that's just my personal grief with it. I'm never gonna forgive it. But I do see it as a great mod with Dynamax because of max speed spike and max speed. Really boosting his defensive, and along with the fact that with those set can run with Dynamax, and it can be good. But he decided to go with Bravery, which is like okay, it's still a good mod. Like Bravery is still a good mod, it also benefits with Dynamax, but I doubt that Mr. would have been better with Dynamax.
All right. Yep. Fair
He's got
enough.
yeah, and by the way, he's got that double EV core.
He's got
That double EV core in the form of Sylveon and Vaporeon.
yeah, double EV core. That's true. That is very true. Also not bad Volt turn. It's got four, I believe, that can kind of actually, if you include Baton Pass, much more. Really good Volt turn when you include
Yeah,
Baton Pass.
yeah. Like
And
let me just clear this by the way. Let me just clear this. Honestly, you cannot actually pass stats to your other mods. You can only pass substitute, I believe. And that's pretty much about it. You can only pass substitute with Battle Pass, which Vaporeon and Sylveon do a great job at it. Let me just
okay, and fair enough. Overall, I think that it has pretty good pressuring offense. It's got a nice backbone to lean on with defense. It's gonna be one of the easier teams in the league to use from a week to week basis. Do you have anything else you want to add?
Yeah. Let me just tell you that Soul Rock, in my opinion, sucks. Thank you.
That's all. All right. So number one,
Yeah,
we're at the home
I think
stretch here. Oh, you think about Soul Rock?
no, I was gonna say like Raichu can do work. I don't want to diss Raichu. It's already, pretty much. It's already been harsh for him because of the goddamn Pikachu. Which let's not talk about it. But still,
All right. So number
all
one,
right.
the best team, the Dragonstone Dialgas. I'm sure most of you saw this coming. This is
Yeah, it was
this is
pretty clever.
pretty good team. It's a pretty good team.
Yeah, it is. It is pretty good.
All right, take us away on
Just
your week one matchup. Take us away on your week one matchup.
all right. So you really wanted to, right? I don't want to talk about it, but let's talk. All right. So I see Jirachi in when I was teaming by Link. I see Jirachi, I see Mega Blastoise, and I see Rotom, and I'm like, it's gonna be one of those weeks, and I'm gonna get
It's gonna be
okay.
one of those what?
All right.
It's gonna be one of those what? Sorry.
It's gonna be one of those weeks where I'm gonna get fucked very badly, and I'm gonna go in sad trauma for a couple of days. It was like that for me, honestly. And we battled on the day one of the on first day of the week. So I was like, all right, let's just get done with this. Because to me, I was like, all right, my team could break it, but it's gonna be tough, and it's gonna be really tough. So we battled. He basically brought Jirachi, Blastoise, Terrakion, Scarf Terrakion to counter my Scarf down. He also brought Sableye, and I'm pretty sure he brought a Clefable. So I'm like, all right, okay. This, to me, I imagine this as a perfect draft team in a sense, except for a few minor misconceptions, if I'm being honest. But like, those are okay if we have such a good, if we have both all the cores great, except for a Firewater Glasgow lacking behind a little bit, but that's just a little bit, a really little bit.
Because he's got
So I
Flareon,
was
but
like,
it's not gonna be brought a lot. He's got Flareon, but it's not gonna be brought a lot. Is what you mean?
that's why I said that the Firewater Glasgow is a little bit lacking, but it can do work. I do like the pick of Skuntank on. I think Skuntank is underrated. It doesn't get defogged now, but with the fact that there aren't a lot of good poison types, I think it can work. Excel God is a good speed control mon. It's got that spikes. It's got that spikes again, which is good. It's got Thunder Wave. I am pretty sure it's got Encore. So a lead SL God can be very useful. It's also the fact that Sableye, underrated mon. Sableye with its only weakness Fairy, which is to me pretty much very well countered by Jirachi. Like Jirachi is one of the best steel types this generation. So I really did like the fact that his dark type was stabilized, underrated
And
in
Skuntank,
my
and
opinion.
Skuntank.
Yeah, sometimes, but sometimes more on that offensive side. I mean, it's not gonna do more. It's gonna do more of that poison type. If I'm being honest, like crunch. Yes, it has crunch and stuff, but that's just there to protect itself. It's not gonna do any wonders for a team itself, except for the fact that he's gonna absorb top. Doesn't get defogged this giant, so kind of bad, but not that because of the fact that of these. The last thing I think I want to say is that Cafe Gerard Flygon is a good. Steel and Fairy, very good.
So you said Jirachi,
Very good on
Flygon,
flying.
and Clefable are a good DFS score. Is what you're trying to say?
Yeah. So like the Steel and Fairy part of the score is really good. It's like unbreakable in my opinion. But then you have Flygon, and Flygon's a good mon. Flygon is a good mon, if I'm being honest. But the thing is that it's a Flygon. It is. It unfortunately doesn't always live up to the expectations in my opinion. That's like the only thing that is going on with it. If I'm being honest, it's got this. uh, as Volcan in the form of Flygon, U-turn, Jirachi, U-turning, and Rotom. It's got a decent Volcan core. But the only thing I see is that Flareon, that Flareon, I think he did what he could. If I'm Yeah, he picked what he could. I may or may not agree with him on that fact, but it is. It was like at the end of the draft, so it's understandable. Uh, do you want to speak about it?
Yeah, just it was kind of choppy towards the end there, so I'm just gonna kind of reiterate on some stuff that you said. Yeah,
Yeah,
Flygon, it's okay. It can live up to its expectations sometimes, but most times it does kind of fall flat. Um, and I just the raw breaking power of this team is so strong with things like Jirachi, Terrakion, Mega Blastoise,
yeah,
Nasty Plot
exactly.
Rotom, Nasty Plot Rotom,
No, lastly, yeah.
really fast to sell,
You
or can
know,
run modest.
yeah,
And then
like
Flareon too.
I think this team has one of the best tiers in my first.
Very,
Like,
very steals, okay.
it's got that. Yeah, it's got that top base speed stars. Then it's got that somewhat of a mid speed star, and then it's got the low speed star, Flareon, Clefable.
Yeah, fair enough. So it's got
Like,
a couple of decently fast mods and that Anchor and Clefable. Fair enough.
yeah, and the fact that got a Clefable is just such a good mod. It can pass to Chirac. It can pass switches to Blastoise. So it can it come out and clean with that shell smash speed that everyone is looking forward and is scared in this league
Yep,
with
yep.
that. Yep, yeah, with that Aura Spear, that Dark Pulse because of its ability Mega Launcher, which I think is broken. But let's not be fair. It can be broken, but it isn't broken. You know, this team has a lot of good and has very little bad. That's what we are trying to say.
Yep.
Like
If
he's
I'm
got
being nitpicky, I would say the two main things I would say is I think that there needs to be a speed tier in between Terrakion and a Selgor. That's a huge gap, huge gap. But again,
yeah,
most other teams
yeah,
fell short in that as well. And then I really think this team is lacking without an ice type. That would be the one other thing I would have to say. No ice type. It's a typing that's not required in my opinion, but I really like having it whenever I have stuff like Mega Blastoise, whenever I have stuff like Terrakion. Whenever I have stuff
yeah.
like Flygon, whenever I have ways to really Flareon, really break steel types with those fighting coverages or just power. And steel types, of
Like
course, being one of Ice's biggest weaknesses. So it's good whenever you cover those to be able to utilize that stab for things maybe like dragon types. So Clefable isn't the only one on your team hitting those with stab super effective attacks. And Flygon too.
I
Flygon
could
too, I'm
easily
sorry.
imagine. Yeah, like honestly, I would say that Avalog would be really good here. Let me just tell you. I
Okay.
am not gonna forgive you soon. Let me just tell you that.
Well,
All right.
that's all I
I'm
had.
joking. We are joking here.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
all I had.
A really solid team. It's a really solid team. Probably has the most chances of winning. But it's Pokemon. There's hack. There's luck.
Luck
Uh,
based, yeah, very
there's
luck
some
based.
bullshit. Yeah. There's always some bullshit going on. So as of paper, this team is the best team in our opinions. Personally, if you all disagree, you all can easily comment down. Just
In
comment
the
down. Feel
Discord chat,
free.
or
Yeah,
in the
and in the
video.
itself. Yeah. We are gonna accept criticism. We're not gonna accept your opinions, but we don't really care
I
because
mean,
it's our
we're more than
personal.
happy. Yeah, we're more than happy to tell you that you're wrong. It's a part of the
Yeah,
job
we
as
are, we are
a
more than happy to be wrong. We are
journalist.
gonna prove you wrong, regardless of the fact. So try us, really do. We know our capabilities. Thank you very much. Yeah,
See,
that's
I said, tell you you're wrong. We're more than happy to tell you that you're wrong. No, honestly, that's what is fun about this game. Everybody has their own opinions. Everybody has their own analysis. Please talk to us about that stuff. We're happy to conversate with you and back up our points. And really, that was the power ranking.
Yeah,
This is our power ranking for the Elite Draft League. I believe this is season 2. I just wanted to personally say thanks for the opportunity to play in the league. I really appreciate it, you guys, and I will definitely try my best to be on a bit more. Sorry this took so long to get out. Life has been crazy. I'm on 50-hour weeks at my
see,
job. It's wild. So
it's understandable.
yeah,
It's
thank you for being
understandable.
patient with me personally, and I give it up to HaiderAli.
It's not a,
He's one of the funniest analysts I've
it's
ever
not
done
a,
this video
yeah.
with.
Thanks, mate. Thanks. I appreciate
Yeah,
your compliments.
very, very, very funny analyst and very, very insightful too. A lot of his opinions are very valid and a lot of his stuff. If you ever need any like team building help, both our doors are open. I believe that we can both assist you guys, anybody here, and a week to week basis. If you agree with most of what we have to say,
Uh, yeah. Okay. Before we close down, according to you, who is your favorite to win?
my favorite to win the league, man.
Excluding both of us. Excluding
Sure,
both of us.
sure. I'll actually
Yeah.
I'll give you a top three. Okay, I'll give you a top three. So
No,
I
no, no,
think
no, no. Like, I was just saying that obviously I'm in the top three. I'm that player, but excluding myself because I'm that good.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
excluding myself because I'm that good. Let us say people. Let us say we keep us on the side, and these four. Who do you think can win?
With coaching included, I do believe it's the Dragonstone Dialgas. I think that the coach I had Discord calls with the coach. I think our Discord, sorry, not Discord calls. We messaged a couple of times. We talk about
Discord
like
chat.
opinions and stuff. And he has a lot of solid opinions. He has a lot of solid drafting ideas, and he was off to a really great start. I think he's the favorite to win personally. I think the Yukon Umbreons and the Litwicks are two of my honorable mentions, though. Uncon Umbreons. Is it
All
Yukon?
right.
It's Yukon. I said that right the first time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You right first time, but then if all right, my to be honest, my favorite to win this has, in my opinion, the Dragon Spiral Titans. I think they could work if they make some transactions. They could easily win. I know him. I know him. I know that he can put in some work. He's an analyst himself.
Just got to get a dragon.
Yeah, he's gonna get a dragon. That's all. My honorable mentions go to the Windy City Grand Bulls. It's Dracovish, all right. Dracovish can put on an upset easily. Let me just tell you that. That would be my honorable mention, and along with again, Yukon Amadio. I just think it's a really solid team.
Yukon
That's it.
Umbreons. Yep, that's a Yukon Umbreons, another solid team. I agree. And that's gonna be power rankings, yeah. So I have been Illinois Kid. This has been Hadir Ali. We are again wanted to apologize about
Signing
any
out.
audio issues. We're definitely signing off. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to see any more of stuff like this, I'm sure we can try to get back together maybe sometime in the middle of the season, kind of talk about some stuff. And thank you so
Obviously, sure.
yeah, sure. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and we'll see you guys later. Peace out.